In today's video, I am going to be breaking down the similarities and differences between Kai Sotto and Alperen Sengun. Kai Sotto is currently having a fantastic year, in my opinion, over in Australia. So let's go and check out these two amazing players. Okay, so first we have Kai Sotto, who did a baseline cut to get open in the low post. Here he did get blocked, but he was able to follow up, get that offensive rebound once again, do a quick shot fake, pound into the player, be a very strong player. This is what we need to see from Kai Sotto, and then he's able to go and posterize two players at once. So this is actually a very good lesson for any player who's looking to play the low post. If you get blocked in the low post, don't let that deter you from trying again. Get that offensive rebound, fight for it, get it to you, and then don't be afraid to take the dribble. So many coaches, even myself, will say do not dribble in the low post after you get an offensive rebound, but guess what? If you're stuck behind the backboard and you've got at least 1 to 2 players who are defending you, you can take one power dribble into them, get your shoulder into them to back them up onto their heels, and then obviously if you can dunk, you can do that. Kai Sotto is also a very smart player, as we see here. He's cutting from the weak side and he's able to get that pass and the layup. Now, why this is actually very good is because he's got a player who's driving down this right side. His player decided to go and play help defense, and anytime that happens and you're out in that corner, you need to cut towards the basket, especially if these two players here are not paying attention to you. These players should have cycled down to be able to stop that from happening, but they did not. They made a big mistake, and Kai Sotto was able to capitalize. Now, Kai Sotto is also very good at driving on big players. Here, he's able to get that angle. He's able to get his shoulder on the inside of the shoulder between the baseline and that shoulder. He's able to basically pin that player on his back, which does allow him to get this layup. If he was to continue down straight and try to send up a shot, it may have been blocked, but by trying to get that angle on him, he's able to get by and at least make a very tough layup, but at least he's able to get that shot. Here we can see a little bit of his footwork. Here he pivots around, he gets that negative step that gives him the ability to get extra speed and power towards the middle of the key. He takes 2 dribbles here. He should have really only taken 1, but on that second dribble, he goes up with 2 hands on the ball. He keeps his elbows within shoulder width, which will allow him to not get the offensive foul when he bumps into that defensive player to clear out. Now, when he bumps into this player, what you need to do if you are a center is to get your shoulder or elbow essentially into the armpit of that defensive player, and that's what he does here. And when he does that, he's able to then move that arm out of the way so that now Kai Sotto is able to go up for that shot. Now, of course, he did miss here, but they did call the foul, and we can see that right there. Now, this is a missed shot. However, here we can see the power that he has started to gain while playing in the Australian League. So here he gets that ball in the Russian spot. When he pivots, he should have pivoted with a lot more power. That would have given him the opportunity to not have to take a dribble. But if he was to pivot even harder, he could have probably got up with that shot. However, he should have just went up on that pivot. He did get stunned at first. That was a very strong defensive play, but he was able to take that dribble, get his shoulder into that defensive player, who then just held him down for the foul. And Alperen Sengun is, in my opinion, he is an undersized center, but he is still very fundamentally sound. Here we basically see the exact same thing. He's able to angle his upper arm essentially into that arm of that player who's trying to block a shot, and he's able to get that layup. Alperen Sengun is also very good at crashing the boards. Here we can see him coming from the perimeter on a missed shot, and he's able to do that big tip slam. When a shot goes up and you are a big man, you should be following the shot. He should really be following his shot too, but Alperen Sengun was able to then, of course, finish with the big dunk anyways. Now, there hasn't been too many highlights posted of Kai Sotto online of his passing. He does have great passing, but Sengun also has fantastic passing as well. Now, this is actually a mistake made by Sengun, but he's able to capitalize on the mistake anyway. So he takes 1 too many dribbles here. That third dribble, Smart reaches in to try and at least poke that ball away. That's what's going to happen. When you take more than 2 dribbles into the low post, you're generally going to get a double team or somebody trying to play really risky defense to try to stop you from backing them down. Well, here he gets a double team on him at that point, where he's able to pass over to Wood for the big slam. And just like Kai Sotto, Alperen Sengun does have the ability to shoot threes. However, I haven't seen too many threes being made by Kai Sotto lately. Alperen Sengun also has a very good handle on the ball, and of course a very good player to flop. That's a flop. And from there, he's able to still finish at the rim and, of course, finish around the rim while dribbling the full distance of the court. This is actually a very good lesson for any player who's looking to set a lot of screens. Here he sets a screen, Alperen Sengun, and then after he sets that screen, when his man gets to the rim, he then follows his player to the rim, and he's able to then finish with a massive tip slam. And he dunks it on his own player. Poor Gordon. So between these two players, they are both very fantastic players. I personally believe that Alperen Sengun has a little bit more strength behind him than Kai Sotto, but Kai Sotto does have the benefit of being well over 7 feet tall. I think he's closer to 7'4" at this point in time from what I've been reading, and both of these players are very good. Kai Sotto, however, he eventually will be in the NBA. We're not too sure when. He could be in this year's NBA draft or next year's. I personally believe he'll be in next year's NBA draft. And with that extra year of development in the Australian League, he is going to be one heck of a strong player because that is a very aggressive league. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.